Now, recently, Kenyans were treated to some of the most shocking news that we have had in a very long time. That the new healthcare system, called the Social Healthy Authority, popularly known to many as SHA, and the Social Health Insurance Fund, is neither owned or controlled by the Kenyan government. It is private entities that have been running the said SHA. Now, today you will allow me to diverge deep into one company that is currently running Shif and Sha, and who is behind this company and how they were involved in some of the previous regime's failed projects, including the famous Huduma number. Now, the Kenyan government ambitious 104 billion social health authority has faced intense scrutiny after Auditor General Nancy Gadungu revealed that despite massive public investment, the state neither owns nor controls the system. The report raised questions about the government's decision to proceed with the project without first establishing ownership of the system's infrastructure and intellectual property. I quote her, the ownership of the system components and all intellectual property rights shall remain in the ownership of the consortium. Gadongo noted in the report, warning that this severely limits the government authority and oversight. Now, this agreement means that Kenyans Social Health Authority SHA contributions and claims from healthy facilities will be used to fund a system that the state does not own, which the Auditor General describes as posing a significant risk to public funds and healthcare delivery. Mind you, the Sha and Shif, through the Sha system, a day, the, an amount of about 900 million Kenyans is collected by this healthcare system from the people of the Republic of Kenya. So imagine somewhere where you are paying an amount of, as a country, we are all paying a day an amount of 900 million is not run by our government. It is run by private entities. Now, to hand the controversy, the process did not include competitive bidding, instead, sourcing the contractor directly through a specially permitted procurement procedure, which is a clear violation of Article 227, Chapter 1 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Now, this process was contrary to Article 227(1) of the Constitution, which requires a fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective way of acquiring goods and services. That was Gadungo said. Now, according to the report, the project was also excluded from the procurement plan and medium-term budgetary expenditure framework, which violated Section 53(7) of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015. The project financing model anticipates Kenya shillings 111 billion in revenue over 10 years, derived from SHA member contribution healthy facility claims and tracks and trace solution charges. Are we together until there? Now, you all understand the amount of money that goes into this system called SHA. But who really owns SHA? And not only SHA, the digitization of the said Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIF, the tendering process was not a competitive one. And so 3 companies were awarded this tender directly. The first company that represents our country, Kenya, is Safaricom. And Safaricom was awarded this tender under the influence of its chairman, Adil Awanja, who is a personal friend to President William Ruto. I said that in our previous videos. Now, apart from Safaricom, there is a certain company also called Convergence. Safaricom controls 22% of Shif digitization, so which means that it takes 22% from the said 104 billion that was said to be given to this to be budgeted for this process. 22%. Now, this is the company representing Kenya, but taking the least amount in shares. The second company is Convergence. Convergence benefit with about 20 something also from the said project. Convergence company, it was rumored that it was owned by one Aden Duale, but later on he sold shares to a family friend of to a family member to the President of the Republic of Kenya. Now that has not yet been substantiated. Are we together? It has not yet been confirmed. But another company that owns the largest share with about 55% of the shares of the said Shif digitization, which means the company takes over 55 billion from the said tender, is a company called Apero. Now, this company, Apero, it is rumored that its sole owner is one Jayesh Saini, the owner of Nairobi West Hospital, and a friend to President William Ruto. Apart from Jayesh Saini, the director of the said company called Apero is one Mwende Gataki. Mwende Gataki is the wife to economist David D. I elaborated that earlier. But did you know Mwende Gatabaki, it is not the first time that she has been involved in one of the biggest government infrastructures, or let me say government projects that have failed. For the first time, Mwende Gatabaki's name came into the limelight was back in the year 2022. The said Mwende Gatabaki, the wife to David D, was one candidate in particular who was seeking the gubernatorial seat in Kiambu County. But I don't know how things went. She never declared. I think I never saw her among those that were vying for the Kiambu gubernatorial seat when it came to the elections of the year 2022. But she was preparing, and she had done some media interviews declaring that she would be vying for the said seat. Now, Gatabaki was seeking the county's top seat in Kiambu under the Safina party ticket, which is Jimmy Wanjigi's party, has amassed over 20 years of experience working with the government, the private sector, and the global organization. She is the daughter of Senior Chief Peter Gatabaki of Dhakwa, who is also a former Githongori Member of Parliament. Mwende studied a bachelor's degree in mathematics between 1987 and 1990. She then pursued a postgraduate diploma in computer science at Salford University between 1994 and 1996, and later USIU for a master's in management and organization development for 2 years. Now, over the years, Gatabaki lived a reclusive lifestyle and chose to steer clear of the limelight despite her husband, renowned economist David D. public fame. An ICT specialist, she served as a network and Oracle database administrator at USAID in 1996 before moving to Kenya Wildlife Service as an information systems service manager. Gatabaki then joined the United Nations in the Field Support Services Department, where she dealt with providing management and coordination of the delivery of information services in the country, offices across Africa, Asia, and Eastern Europe. After working for 7 years, the renowned tech guru was appointed as the ICT Group General Manager, a position that solidified her managerial status as the transformed as she transformed the small-scale tea farming sector during her tenure. KTDA became the first African organization to win the Global CIO Award in the year 2009. Now, Gataki was poached by the African Development Bank, where she served as a special advisor to the first vice president between 2010 and 2014. Before President Uhuru Kenyatta sent a request to the African Development Bank Group president to allow Gataki to come back to Kenya in order to champion the digital transformation of his administration and to advise on ICT matters. Her political fame began in December 2017 when she sent a request to President Kenyatta seeking the release of her husband, who at the time was in police custody. Now, as I speak, in 2018, a system was launched, a system that every Kenyan was required to register, the Huduma number. But, the government of Kenya introduced the National Integrated Identity Management System, NIIMS, which came to be popularly known as Huduma number in January 2019. NIIMS was to put in place a new centralized and digital population register as a single source of truth, containing personal data including biometrics on all citizens and foreigners resident of Kenya. Now, Mwende Getabaki is a woman that has been involved in the business of data. And I tell you, there is no commodity in this republic or in the world currently that is as expensive as data. So remember the Huduma number. Through our advices, we were supposed all to register everything we have, and we were to be identified through one number. Are we together? But the Huduma number failed. It failed under her. And I think she was by then working with the same company that she is working with as the Director General right now. So then that failed. One of the biggest failures of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's regime. And now, currently, she is working in the digitization of this project called Social Health Authority and the Social Health Insurance Fund, which is one of the crucial projects that will lay the legacy of President William Ruto. Now tell me, how should we expect this project to be a success if the one that this lady previously managed, the Huduma number, flopped? Are we together? If it flopped back then, how are we expecting that the current one will survive or will thrive under her as the Director General of the said company called Apero, which won the 55% of the tender to digitize the said Social Health Insurance Fund? Now that is the question. If this person was the one behind Huduma number and she is the one behind the Social Health Insurance Fund, do you expect that the Social Health Insurance Fund will be a success? It's a question that I am relaying to you. Now remember, she is the wife of economist David D, who recently told us, or previously told us, that it is our time to eat, so let us eat. Yeah, hold on. For me, I will lay it there. I will leave it there. It's upon you now to verify and tell me what you think about the said lady and the said story. Leave your comment on the comment section. See you in our next video.